Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies back at it again with another video, this time talking about Goosebumps Knock-Offs. Now, Knock-Offs were made back in the day, mostly, and well, at least for the ones we're talking about today, to capitalize on the success of Goosebumps, for the most part. I'm sure not all of them were directly for that, but I'm sure a majority of them were for capitalizing on Goosebumps' massive success back in the day, so people really wanted to try out kids' horror and see not only if they can make money, but if kids were really interested in it, and to just expand the genre. So that's what Knock-Offs were. They expanded the genre of Goosebumps kids' horror, and also they were just trying to capitalize on the success of Goosebumps, like I keep stretching out. So, without further ado, let's get into the most popular one, Gooflumps. So what was Gooflumps? Gooflumps is probably the most popular sort of knockoff, and honestly, I barely even count this as a knockoff. It's still literally a goof knockoff parody of Goosebumps, that's literally what it is. But it's more or less just trying to make fun of Goosebumps, or doing it in a respectful manner at least. This is just Goosebumps, but on crack, and maybe not even for kids. I'm not really sure what the age group is for this. It's just to capitalize on Goosebumps' success, and that's the sole purpose. Not to make their own series, not to expand the genre or anything, just to capitalize. And, of course, make fun of Goosebumps. It was probably fun writing these anyways, and designing the covers and whatever. So, yeah, there's only two, and they both released in 1995, and the author is, I believe, unnamed, but his author name is R.U. Slime. So, yeah. Let's start off strong with a very, not really popular, but a very well-liked knockoff from what I've heard so far, and what I've read, this one right here. Spine Tinglers. Now, the one I have read so far, I will say that this is one of the more well-written knockoffs, because I have read Ghost of Fear Street, a couple of them, and they aren't as well written as this. So this one has a hell of a lot of detail, and I can commend this for that. So if you're into more detailed books, I think Spine Tinglers might be for you. None of them are like written by different people. I believe it's all by Empty Coffin, whoever the fuck that is. And this was released, the first book, The Substitute Creature, was released in March of 1995. There's about 30 of them, and so one of the rarest books of all time, or at least kids' horror books, is called Saber-Tooth Tiger, and it comes from this series. By the way, Monster Blood found that recently, so yeah, jealous of you as fuck. And also, speaking of YouTubers, the top result, besides a Wikipedia page, is literally Goosebumps Completionist Reviews. Yeah, hilarious. So basically, he's the mascot, if anything. Next up is Deadtime Stories. Now, some of these books had inserts, first of all, so that's insane. And these were written by A.G. Cascone. Pretty interesting. And there were 17 of them, and this got a fucking TV show and a video game, I believe. The video game came out in 2010. I think the TV show came out a bit later, like 2012. But either way, that is impressive as fuck. This thing got a TV show and a video game. Yeah, absolutely crazy. I might be mistaken the video game, but it's under the title Deadtime Stories, and of course, it looks like some kids' horror video game. These came out in 1990. The series started in 1996 with a very popular knockoff, Terror in Tiny Town, which I believe the episode is pretty iconic. I know a few people quite like that one in the community. And yeah, it's a decently popular knockoff. And I haven't actually read any yet, so I can't really get my thoughts on it, but I've heard decent things. Next up is Creepers. Now, this one is a sort of popular, sort of not knockoff. I've basically never heard of this until as of late, so I'll say that. And this is a reprint, actually. This series got reprinted very recently as well. So in January of 2024, actually, these were put out in dollar stores. And I think also Barnes & Nobles, I think Targets, maybe. Either way, we got 5 reprints, which were The Piano, Pen Pals, something else, and Ghostwriter. There were 5 reprints, and they're decently easy to come by at the dollar store, so yeah, just get them there. There's also 6 new ones coming out. Yeah, 6 new ones for this old series. It actually started in 1997 for the school market. And I believe 4 million copies have been sold. Yeah, it says it right there, 4 million. Over 4 million, actually. And it's written by Edgar J. Hyde. Very interesting author name. With the next 6 books coming out, there will actually be 30 books in total for the Creeper series, so that is pretty interesting. These are easy to get your hands on, but if you want the originals, I suggest maybe scouring eBay. Next up is Bone Chillers. Now, Bone Chillers is another slightly popular knockoff. It's one of the more well-known titles, at least, Bone Chillers, and it's written by Betsy Haynes. I just can't remember this one for the life of me. It's the only normal name in any of these, I think. Besides MD Spencer, sort of. And yeah, This person has written, I believe, 22, 23 of these books, and somehow this is the earliest knockoff, I believe. It came out in 1994 with Beware the Shopping Mall. And in 1996, once again, we have a TV series, and this is an actual 90s TV series, not just from one, like 2012, with reprints, of course. By the way, Deadtime Stories did get reprints, so Creepers and Deadtime Stories did get reprints. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, this one got a TV series, and I have not been able to watch it. I don't know where to find it anyways. I believe it might be on VHS, but I'm not quite sure. If y'all can help me with where I can find that, please let me know. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this one. I haven't really read any of them, and it's been a very long time since I've even held one. This is the first one I found in over, like, 10 years, so yeah. Next up is Shivers, with 36 books, being written by M.D. Spencer, one of the more normal-ish names here. And, yeah, this one is actually very, very popular. I think it might be even more popular than Bone Chillers, and I've heard that it is fucking horrible. I've actually not read any, but soon I will actually read my first one, Secret of Fern Island. This is one of the two I own. The Mystic Spell. I don't know, these titles are fucking weird. And, yeah, there's 36 of them. These came out in 1996. Well, I mean, started in 1996, so, you know, around the knockoff era. A lot of knockoffs started in that year. And, yeah, there's not a lot to say here. They're decently easy to find online, but I know there's quite a few ones that are expensive as fuck, or rather, you know, not cheap, so have fun. Next up is Graveyard School, being one of their earlier knockoffs as well, starting in 1994, and there's a total of 28 books, and it's written by Tom B. Stone. Yeah. And this is the only one I've been able to find. From my experience, they're decently rare, so I'd recommend trying to get them online, if you can't find them, of course. There are a decent amount of them, 28, like I said, and there's not a lot to be said once again. This is just a knockoff. It exists. I think this is one of the least popular ones, or least sought out for ones, so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't care about this. And finally, we have Ghost of Fear Street. Now this one, I know what you're saying, this isn't really a knockoff, and that's actually why I'm including it. I want to clarify this one. So this is one of the more popular series from R.L. Stine, at least kids horror-related series. And I think there's 36 books, so same with Shivers, so they're tied on that. And I've read a couple of them, they're decently good overall. One of them was fantastic, another one was pretty good, another one was just okay. This one isn't really a knockoff because it's under Stine's name, and of course it's based off Fear Street. Fear Street is an actual place in the books as well. It is canon. And yeah, it's not just part of the title, thank God. So it is basically part of the Fear Street franchise, but also not. I haven't really read many, I mean, like, any Fear Street books at all. I've read one, which was Silent Night, but besides the point, this is sort of a knockoff, sort of not. It has that knockoff vibe because, you know, it's like Goosebumps a lot, or at least in a couple of, you know, obvious ways, kids horror. Anyways, and yeah, it's decently popular as well, so I thought I'd mention it. I know people might be asking about it. And also, none of these are actually written by Stine. See, like, this one right here was written by a guy named Stephen Ruse, and other ones I've read have been written by completely different people. It's just under Stine's name because of the Fear Street marker, you know, because it's Fear Street, it's Stine's property. And yeah, so I thought I'd just clarify that one. That isn't really a knockoff in my eyes, it's just another Stine series that is very much in vein of knockoffs. You know, it feels like a knockoff, but it's Stine, it's Fear Street, not really a knockoff, but it's close. That's going to conclude this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys actually learned some stuff about knockoffs. Now, with all the release years and book numbers I mentioned, are you interested in reading any of these or collecting any of them? There's quite a few of them out there, and there's quite a few of them I didn't even mention, like, I believe Spooksville and Strange Matter, and a couple more. Well, couple's an understatement. There's a lot of knockoffs out there that I could go over. Of course, I only went over the most popular ones here today. And even some of these aren't even that well known. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't know all of these until now. So yeah, if you want me to cover more knockoffs, like the video or something, I don't fucking know. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.